morning.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Yeah, good morning. Yeah. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. No, please, can you hear me? Can anyone indicate they can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I have to use my face mask. I have people here, but then again, you will see me using face masks intermittently because I have people around me. It's an honor, a privilege to welcome all our delegates, our distinguished guests, to this beautiful August occasion that we are celebrating in November. We want to really thank you for honoring our invitation. This is the Society for Management System Practitioners of Nigeria. We welcome you. We thank you so much for honoring us. We already know why we are here. And the reason why we are here is to celebrate the World Quality Day. The World Quality Day, that is why we are here. And this is an event that is celebrated annually, as we may already know. I'm sure some of us already know that. It is celebrated annually on the second Thursday of November of every year. It was actually introduced in 1990 by the United Nations with the aim of increasing awareness regarding our processes, our products, our environment, our people. Okay, and the theme for this year is very apt. I so much love the theme for this year. The theme for this year is talking about sustainability, improving our products, improving our people and our planet. And you will agree with me that really this is a very thoughtful theme. It's all encompassing. It's talking about not only about the products, it's talking about the people, it's talking about the planet. And so we are going to be learning. Please, I want us to kindly remain muted if you are not speaking. Please remain muted if you are not speaking. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay. So yeah, basically the reason why we are here is for us to share knowledge and brainstorm on how we can add value and how we can make our people more sustainable in terms of quality of the people that we deal with, how we can make our different processes more sustainable, our product more sustainable, and of course, our dear environment, our dear planet more sustainable. Now, before I hand over to my dear president to give us his opening welcome address, I want to do a bit of housekeeping. Now, if you go to the button, there's a button there that has 3 icons. If you click on the button, you will be able to see charts. I'm just looking at it right now. You'll be able to see where it will show you where to chat, so you can be able to put in your question. We are going to be having a question and answer. So when the speakers are speaking, please just hold your question until the speakers are finished speaking before we then can give you, so we are going to have a Q&A session. And again, we want to quickly remind you that please, if you are not speaking, kindly remain muted so that we can have a seamless event. Please, we don't want this event to be rowdy, and we want to quickly ask that please remain muted when you are not speaking. And then finally, of course, we want everyone to participate. We want to hear everyone's voice. So yes, I wish all of us a very fruitful celebration. Happy World Quality Day to every one of us on this platform. And I believe you are here because you are very concerned when it comes to quality. And just permit me to quickly introduce my president, Mr. Adenekan, to give us his welcome address. Sir, please, the floor is yours right now.
Thank you, Monica.
You're welcome, sir.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of myself, the Board of Trustees and members of the Society of Management System Practitioners of Nigeria, Maspan, I welcome you all to the World Quality Day 2021. The theme of this year's celebration, which is sustainability, improving products, people, and planet, is significant in its reflection of the current state of the environment and it serves as an expression of man's hope that a prosperous present and an assured future is possible despite the damage of fossil fuel, COVID-19, and other obstacles. The World Quality Day seeks to raise the level of quality awareness and to acknowledge the effort and contributions of quality professionals. This in itself points to the role of quality in sustainability and to what the public and private sectors should do to ensure that the speed towards the Earth's destruction is urgently halted. From global issues like climate change to local issues like gas flaring and building collapses, the absence of quality in planning and execution and the need for mankind to change pace in order to avert the looming disaster becomes more urgent, especially if we want a sustainable world. In Nigeria, government must not only show greater clarity in its policies, strategies, and management approach to quality, it must be more proactive and show courage in ensuring implementation of such policies. Since man is at the center of sustainability, we should always seek to restore and enhance its quality of life. We must all commit ourselves to the principles of sustainable development based on the qualitative management of our environment. This is the essence of this year's World Quality Day and of our gathering together, howbeit online, today. As we listen and partake in this all-important seminar led by very experienced professionals in the sustainability field, may the urgency to save our dying planet rekindle our can-do spirit. At this point, I want to acknowledge all those members of Maspan for their driving effort in ensuring that this day is well celebrated. I also want to salute the various professionals experienced who are participating in leading this seminar. Dr. Eugene Itua, Mr. Shegun Mojid, Ibrahim Salau, and Mr. Richard Adeyemi, who is representing the DG of SON, Mr. Farouk. I welcome you all. Finally, I salute all those on the front line of quality and sustainable development for standing firm despite the tough obstacles placed across their path by nature and by those who unfairly dismiss their efforts. Together, we shall triumph. My name is Bayo Adenekan. God bless you all.
I think you should be clapping. I think you should be clapping. Thank you so much, sir, for that wonderful welcome address. Well, thank you so much, y'all. Thank you so much for that clap. Thank you. Without wasting much of our time, I just want to quickly acknowledge we are all distinguished fellows. We are all distinguished professionals, and we want to thank you for being in our midst. But quickly, I want to recognize the presence of Mr. Ibrahim Salau. I want to thank him so much for joining us. I also want to thank the DG, son. I want to thank him for honoring our invitation. I want to recognize the representative of DG, Engineer Richard. Okay, I would do proper introduction when you are about to speak. We thank so much Malam Farouk Salim, ably represented by Engineer Richard Adewumi. Thank you so much, sir, for being in our midst. We are also expecting the president CIPM. I'm sure he will join us shortly. Thank you so much. And I also thank all our members, distinguished, our board trustees. We want to thank you so much for making our time to join us. Without wasting much of our time, I'll just quickly call on Mr. Ibrahim Salau to quickly give us his keynote address. Mr. Ibrahim Salau, please, the floor is yours. Thank you, sir. Hello, Mr. Ibrahim.
Okay. Yes, I'm right here.
All right, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It gives me a great pleasure to be here to share this moment with us. I thank Maspan, starting with the president, my mentor, my father, Engineer Adenekan, for the invitation. And I want to rejoice with all of us and celebrate the day with us. This day is one of the most important days as far as sustainable development is concerned globally, the World Quality Day. Unfortunately, a lot of us are not aware of this. And I thank Maspan for trying to create this awareness around this day. For the next few minutes, I will just speak to the theme for the celebration: sustainability, improving our products, people, and planet. So I will try and link this theme to the idea of sustainable development, and then talk about examples of how management system is at the heart of achieving sustainable development globally. That is one connection that a lot of people don't see as well. When we talk about sustainable development, we don't easily relate it to management systems. So I'm going to try to establish that linkage and then create awareness around it, so that as we celebrate the World Quality Day, we can better appreciate its importance and also its relevance to sustainability and sustainable development. The challenge of sustainability and sustainable development today is that development is inevitable. Imagine if we were still using the bogus telephones of decades ago. Imagine if we were still using the vehicles of decades ago. Imagine how life would be. So development is inevitable. We want to continue to enhance civilization. We want to continue to live better lives. The issue with that is, how do we do it in a way that will ensure sustainability? And that takes me to the very popular definition of sustainable development that was, given to us by the Butland Commission in 1987. That is, sustainable development is that development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. So that's the most popular, the most acceptable definition of sustainable development. So if you link that definition to the theme of this year's World Quality Day, improving our products, people, and planet, you see that what this theme is about is really sustainable development, because, improving products, people, and the planet is about development. Improving means that we want to be developing. We want to improve lifestyles. We want to have better products. We want to have better quality of life. We want to have better environment. And that is right at the heart of what sustainable development is. It's only that we just don't want to improve products, people, and the planet. We want to do that sustainably. So, how do we achieve that? And what are the roles that management systems are playing in this? According to ISO, a management system, as we all know, is a set of interrelated or interacting elements for establishing policies, objectives, and processes to achieve those objectives in an efficient and effective way. So a number of keywords there are around that definition of a management system. So you have policies, you have objectives, that is what you want to achieve, and then you have processes that would enable you to achieve those objectives in an efficient and effective way. Today, we have seen the evolution of management systems, starting with TQM, Total Quality Management, up to the modern day ISO structure for management systems. The modern day, right at the heart of the modern day management system structure is the Deming cycle that we all know, which is the PDCA cycle. The plan, the do, the check, and the act cycle. The PDCA, as we know, is an iterative design and management method that is used in businesses for the control and continuous improvement of processes and products. It is what drives modern management systems. So if the PDCA drives management systems, and we see that a management system is a set of interrelated or interacting elements for establishing policies, objectives, and processes, and to achieve those objectives in an efficient and effective way. How are management systems helping us to achieve sustainable development? How are management systems using the PDCA philosophy?
You will not be satisfied because it's not aware of it. And
using the
please,
PDCA,
can we be muted, please? Thank you. Please go ahead, sir.
Thank you. So using the PDCA philosophy, how are management systems helping to contribute to the attainment of sustainable development and sustainability? And as it relates to the theme of this year's World Quality Day of improving our products, people, and planets, I will give us two examples. One example for the financial sector, and then the other example for the non-financial sector. So in terms of how the financial sector contributes to sustainable development, the best practice today, and when I say financial sector, I mean the entire broad financial sector. It consists of different players. You have development finance institutions, you have deposit money banks, you have private equity banks, private equity firms, and so on and so forth. But there is an umbrella framework that this sector, that underpins this sector's contribution to sustainable development. And my message is that that framework is driven by the PDCA cycle. And also, it is an established management system at the heart of which is the PDCA cycle. So that framework for the financial system starts with a policy, right? The financial institution will have an environmental and social policy that sets the tone for all the other processes and procedures, and underscores its commitment to the attainment of the specific sustainable development or sustainability related objectives. So it starts with that policy. Along with that policy, which underscores top management commitment to those objectives, is capacity. So that's the second part of that framework. Capacity for roles that covers roles, responsibilities, and expertise or training around environmental and social and governance issues. So that's the second part. And then the third part is a set of procedures that are in two parts. The first part focuses on evaluating environmental and social risks, while the second part focuses on monitoring environmental and social risks. So that first part, with the focus on environmental and social risks, the evaluation of environmental and social risks, has four elements in terms of the procedures that the financial institution would establish. The first procedure is on screening their transactions. The second procedure is on categorizing those transactions. The third procedure is on conducting due diligence. So this is really the heart of this evaluation phase. The due diligence is like your environmental impact assessment, which is the basis for the identification of the E&S or ESG risks and impacts. And finally then the financial institution then sets a set of conditions for financing the transaction. So this is the first part, and that focuses on evaluation of E&S risks. The second part is now monitoring those risks. And that monitoring phase is the post-financing, the post-disbursement phase. So that post-disbursement phase has to elements to it. The review of the financial
Sorry,
institutions.
sir. Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, you have just about 3 minutes more. Thank you so much, sir.
About how many minutes more?
3 minutes more. 3 minutes more.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you so much, sir.
All right, so I'm going to speed up a bit.
Yeah.
So that second part is about monitoring those risks, and there are two parts to that. Reviewing the financial institutions' clients' performance as far as the ENS commitments are concerned. And then the second part is managing non-compliance. The final part to this framework is reporting. So clearly, in this framework that I have described, you see the PDCA cycle, the Plan, Do, Check, Act. So let me quickly go to the second framework for the non-financial institution. So this framework applies to any institution. It could be in the real sector, whatever. It could be manufacturing, non-manufacturing, any sector at all, provided it's not financial institution. So this framework that I'm describing really constitutes the best practice today for managing ESG risks or ESG exposures, and also underscores how these entities contribute to the attainment of sustainable development. So for the non-financial institution, the first thing is, again, the policy. The second thing is the identification of risks and impacts. This is where a lot of us also do other things like preparing environmental impact assessment reports and all of that. That is where it fits in, because the EIA study then helps to identify the risks and impacts. You then, after the identification of risks and impacts, you have to have a management program that would focus on the identified risks and impacts. What do you need to manage them? Again, is the capacity to implement the programs. The programs would not achieve the intended objectives if there is no capacity to implement them. Number 5 is emergency preparedness and response. Emergencies do happen, so you need to be aware. Number 6 is stakeholder engagement. People are important. 7 is external communication and grievance mechanism. 8 is ongoing reporting to affected communities. And finally is monitoring and review. These 9 elements constitute the core of our best practice management system for a non-financial industry player today, globally. And again, you see that the PDCA cycle runs through it. The Plan, Do, Check, and Act cycle runs through it. So in conclusion, therefore, as we celebrate the World Environment Day today,
World Quality Day, sir.
Sorry, the World Quality Day. Pardon me. World Quality Day today. I want to ask that in our different spheres of control, let's do our best. Let's play our bit to create awareness around this event annually, and ensure that in doing so, that we play a part in contributing to the attainment of sustainable development. I wish us a very, very happy celebrations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Ooh,
Thank you.
That was profound. You just started from the beginning and you took us to the very end of implementation of a holistic management system. You started with defining what sustainable development is, and you went on to tell us about the PDCA cycle, which we are all very familiar with, but then you brought it home and you made it even more practical Then, of course, you touched on capacity building. You touched on development of policies and procedures. Wow. You went on ahead and told us the 9 key elements that we need to look at. Wow. It was like a full lecture. So don't worry. Next time, Mr. Ibrahim, we are going to call you back again. And I'm sure you will definitely answer us. Thank you so much. Thank you. Capacity building, it's key, emergency response and preparedness, stakeholder engagement, all of these elements make up, having a holistic system that will actually be sustainable. That is the key word, sustainable. I remember when I met Mr. Ibrahim at Faith Foundation. I don't know whether you will remember. And the first time he was going to speak, it was also like this. So when they said Mr. Ibrahim Salau was coming, I did not expect anything less. I did not expect anything less. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation. It was, my president is clapping. I need to clap with my president. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, sir, for such a brilliant wrap-up of the overview of the World Quality Day. The theme again is sustainability, improving our people, improving the products, improving the planet. It's what a team. Okay, right about now, we just want to quickly move because we know that your time is very important. We want to thank everyone that has joined us today to celebrate this beautiful World Global celebration. Without wasting much of our time, there's another distinguished fellow. We are so privileged to have him in our midst, Mr. Olusegun Mojid. And Mr. Olusegun Mojid has sent me his profile. I looked at the profile and I was like, wow, how will I be able to read all of this profile? But I will attempt. I will make an attempt. I'm sure Mr. Shegun is here with us on the platform, I'm very sure. So he's going to be speaking about sustainability, how to improve our people. Mr. Salau talked about capacity building, capacity development, and who else to speak about people development, people building, other than the very president of the CIPM, the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria. So I'm just going to do a brief overview of the wonderful accomplishments and profile that he had given to us. Mr. Olusegun Mojid is an alumnus of the prestigious Yale School of Management. He is the executive consultant and global head of practice at Brazil Consulting Group, the HR company he co-founded with his wife in 1994. He's a 1985 graduate of political science from University of Lagos. He also holds a master's degree in industrial relations and management from the same university. He's a thoroughbred licensed global human resource professional, learning and talent development professional. He has over 3 decades of cognitive work experience. Wow. He's a fellow of Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria and is the 20th president and chairman of its governing council. I thought someone would be clapping right now. He had been elected to office on May 29, 2021. He is also a 2006 Merit Award winner of the same prestigious institute for his outstanding contribution to the growth, development, and course standardization of the profession of human resource practice in Nigeria. He's a certified New World Kirkpatrick Learning Effectiveness Evaluation. He's also a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Training and Development, NITAD. He's a Center for Management Development Certified Trainer and Consultant. He's an associate member for Talent Development, AT in Nigeria. He's a faculty member of the University of Lagos Business School, ULBC. He's also an industrial experience subject matter expert. Wow. If I go on, I'm sure we'll not leave here today. So I will just do a summary. In 1995, he was appointed senior associate and later he became the CEO and he was in acting capacity for Brazil Consulting Group. He joined Wema Bank PLC in 2001 as Senior Manager, Human Resources, and later became the bank's head of training, where he led the team that creatively initiated the first ever entry-level graduate trainee program in the then 60-something-year-old bank. In 2004, Mr. Shegun joined Venobil Nigeria Limited. It is now called Airtel, as the HOD for talent development and learning, where he was the human lead for the Airtel rebranding. He also led the multi-billion naira customer care call center outsourcing project involving hundreds and hundreds of employees. Please permit me to stop on these notes. Can we make welcome the distinguished president for CIPM, Mr. Olusegun Mojeed, to give us his own speech regarding this. Welcome, sir. No privilege to have you now, Mr.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mrs. Umoh. Good morning. I hope
Good morning.
You can hear me loud and clear.
I can hear you, sir.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Yes. Thank you very much. You will be my sounding board. I know everybody else is muted, so I'll be asking if you can hear me very well or not.
No problem.
I was thinking also that I could share a few slides. But then this looks for me. This looks to me. Don't worry. We can also still go ahead and speak without the slides. Let me rest on existing protocols because I wouldn't know who and who. However, I want to recognize the president of Maspan, Engineer Bayo Adenekan. We spoke this morning, and I said, well, I'm also looking forward to this session. For us at CIPM, the body I represent, we are about people. We are about people, and as much as possible, when we are called upon to do this, to collaborate, and to come to this kind of session, we do not hesitate. And I'm so glad we are even going, we're having this handshake across other professional groupings. On this call are also some members of our institute. I have seen our national on this call. So I also want to appreciate and other leaders of our institute who are connected on this call. Briefly, in the next 10 to 12 minutes, let's try and see this. I want to believe you can still see me. I'm talking on the topics of sustainability through improving people. Sustainability through improving people. That is what we are talking about briefly. But before we go on, as I said, I want to greet every one of us. Happy World Quality Day.
We wish you the same. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. As we speak about quality, we are in no doubt speaking about people first and foremost. People. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I want to keep wishing us safety, believing that every one of us is keeping safe. As an institute, we are in the forefront of advocating that we should get vaccinated as much as possible. Please, let us get vaccinated. COVID-19 is still out there. And also we counsel that, look, there are other things that have come with COVID-19. Mental health issues are on the increase. Please, as much as possible, be your brother's keeper. Be your brother's keeper as much as possible. Look around you. Is anybody suffering in silence? Please. extend a hand of fellowship. Sustainability through improving people. The question then is, why people? You want to ask the question, why people? Somebody I know very well, he is late now, I read a lot about him. He was a pioneering chairman, the founder of the Southwest Airlines, Epkeleha. Epkeleha said, the business of business is people, yesterday, today, and forever. And I'm coming from that angle this morning. When we talk of people, we cannot but also quickly go to ESG matters, ESG principle, that is environment, socials, and governance. It's been said that the triple bottom line mandate of every organization is they are people, planet, and profit. But this morning, we're just talking about people. First things first, ladies and gentlemen, how an organization handles its people and all its stakeholders matters a lot on what comes out at the end of the day, the quality of the product of that organization, the quality of the relationship of that organization with its community depends a lot on people. And when you are talking of people, this includes employees, families, customers, suppliers, the community you are in, and every other person that may be influenced by that organization. And like I said, the other two P's are planet and profit. I want us to quickly move on because I want us to say a little bit about people. And when we are talking about people, ladies and gentlemen, we are not just talking for people's, talking people for people's sake. At the end of it all, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about people and performance. We are talking about people and quality productivity. We're talking about people and a high-performing organization. And for people to be at that level, such people, we have to keep improving. Some call it continuous improvement. Some call it Kaizen. But I normally say continuous improvement through Kaizen. So ladies and gentlemen, it has to do with people and performance. We're not just talking about people for people's sake. So in CIPM, ladies and gentlemen, we pride ourselves with the fact that we deliver value through people. That's what the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria is all about. We deliver value through people. And we do this riding on our core values. Our core values of service, creativity, result, integrity, professionalism, and teamwork. Ladies and gentlemen, the acronym for that is SCRIPT. We are the foremost people management organization in this country. And as much as possible, wherever you find people, you will find us there. Don't forget, we say we deliver value through people. At the same time, we always remember that value is defined by the receiver and not the giver. Incidentally, this morning, I thought I could show you a very short video clip on adding value. However, because we are on Google Meet, I clicked share. It looks strange to me. It wasn't looking like Cisco WebEx. It wasn't looking like Zoom. So it wasn't even looking like Microsoft. So I said, okay, let me leave it.
No worries, sir. You will share it with us later.
I will even send the transcript of the video to you, Mrs. Nwosu, so that you can share with members.
All right, thank you, sir.
So we move on quickly. As I wrap up this, don't forget this. What are we talking about? Sustainability through people. At the end of the day, we must be able to connect our people. to the sustainability agenda, because ESG has become something. The environment, social, and governance is something that is in the front burner. And we just have to, as much as possible, even from our end, to let people be aware of these things. Because recently there was a survey, 93% of CEOs believe that the future success of their business is on how they handle sustainability and quality and the environment. Just 80% of them believe that the route to competitive advantage is sustainability, and 78% of them see this as an opportunity for growth and innovation. So if that is the case, ladies and gentlemen, there is no way people will not be involved. And what do you do to get our people involved? Just three things. Involve employees from the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. Get your people on board on the issue of sustainability, on the issue of environment, on the issue of governance, on the issue of quality, and on the social aspect of this. Get employees involved on time. Secondly, encourage employees, everyone, starting from the leadership, to walk the talk. And lastly, help everybody in your environment to make it personal. Quality is everybody's business. Quality is is the business of the business. And it must be, it must be so handled. Ladies and gentlemen, as I wrap up this session, I want you to know that the journey starts right now. And I want to say once again, congratulations, to the organization of this, the organizers of this meeting. And I want to say thank you very much for letting us be part of this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you. What an honor, privilege to have you in our midst. Wow. Thank you. You said a whole lot. And very important thing that you said is in the heart, over 80% of CEOs said the heart of their business is huge on sustainability, quality, and environment. And of course, it starts from the very beginning to get your people involved, encouragement of your people, support and help for your people so that there can be that process ownership. And there's one very fundamental thing you said, which I think we all need to take away from this. You said sustainable people is equal to value delivery and it's equal to performance. Wow. Definitely, if we make our people sustainable by training them, developing them, of course, we would have value delivered to us as organization. Thank you so much for your time. It was such a huge privilege and honor having you. And I'm sure that, of course, we'll call you next time, and no doubt you would honor our invitation. Thank you so much, sir. So, sir, please hold on. Please don't log out. We are going to have a Q&A session, and I'm sure everyone is itching to ask their questions. And then, but before we come to the question and answer, we have two more speakers. We have Dr. Eugene Itua to speak with us, and we also have the DG of Standards Organization of Nigeria, ably represented by Engineer Richard Adewumi. So please don't go anywhere if you're on this call, because you don't want to miss any one of these. Mr. Ibrahim, okay, so I would sorry, I omitted that, but I'm going to give you the profile of Mr. Ibrahim shortly so that you can understand the caliber of people we have here. Mr. Ibrahim, please, you'll also be part of the Q&A session. So please, sir, kindly hold on, and we would wrap up this event shortly. The next speaker has 15 minutes, like other speakers, and is no other person than Dr. Itua Eugene. He is the CEO of Natural Eco Capital and leads the company's Eco Waste to Wealth project. He's a Circular Economy Club Institute ambassador and CEC organizer, Abuja. He's also a thematic leader, Circular Economy and Natural Resources of the Sustainability Policy Commission of the Nigeria Economic Summit Group. He's a member, College of Research Associate, United Nations Is also a member of University Institute for Natural Resources in Africa. Is the convener and also the coordinator of the very popular West Africa Capital Coalition Hub. Is a team lead, first long-term low emission development vision for Nigeria in line with the Paris Agreement that we had, 50-50. Is also the project coordinator, scaling climate action through climate technology and innovation, but for SMEs. He's actually doing this for African Development Bank. He's an expert on rota of experts by UNFCCC. He's also a UNEP Geo Environment Outlook Geo 6 reviewer. Of course, he's also a doctorate degree holder in environmental management. Please join me and let us welcome our next speaker, Dr. Itua Eugene. Is going to be speaking to us on sustainability, improving through the planet. Yes.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you can hear my voice.
Sir. I can hear you clearly, sir.
Our great president has said, you will be the sounding board. Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly, sir.
Great. Thank you very much. And of course, like has been said earlier, the protocol has been laid and I follow that. Indeed, the entire world last week began all of us are familiar with the COP that is happening now, the COP 26 in Glasgow. And there's so much is being said in this direction. Looking at it from the planet angle. And so we will look at that. We were in a program yesterday, and just to quickly let you know that one of the speakers had gone on to say that looking at biodiversity, of course, we know we have all the trees, for instance, that we have in Nigeria and indeed elsewhere. We know what we have done to them. But I just want to quickly say, looking at quality issue, I will take it from there first and foremost, and then go a little bit further. What the speaker said is, there are technologies now that can tell you the shirt you are putting on and break the components down to tell you the amount of fiber you have from this, the amount of this you have from this. So in other words, whatever it is you are wearing, we can disaggregate that and then do perhaps what we call source apportionment. So that is just to tell you the extent that people are going in driving for sustainability. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we know more than ever before, sustainability is not a buzzword, so to say. Everybody is talking about sustainability. But we do know that people understand it differently. Just like recall earlier, my colleague Ibrahim had defined what sustainable development means. That you take, you eat, but remember that your fellow man has the right to also take and eat. And indeed, beyond that, your fellow man, the children unborn are also coming to take. So if we, like we have always done, business as usual, tear down all that we have, will the children unborn be able to take? Certainly not. Sustainable living has become a popular topic more than ever before. It is becoming a way of life that emphasizes environmental sustainability, social justice, and indeed economic equity. Like we have just said, the term sustainability can have many different interpretations, especially to businesses. There's a study we're doing now, Natural Capital and NECA, in trying to understand employers of labor. What do we understand climate actions to be? What do we understand natural capital accounting to be? And indeed, what we understand circular economy to be. The study is still ongoing. It will reveal a whole lot on what we understand in all of this. But just to quickly say that for quality, we will simply say, we know you are all there, you build systems, you are part of the system, you manage all the systems. But in my own little way, I'll say that the quality is how well an object or service meets our needs. In relation to sustainability, what will sustainability mean? If we do not take care of nature, there won't be any natural resources left for future generations. We just talked about that. So quality is the ability to satisfy requirements as far as I'm concerned. And indeed, a number of other individuals. Sustainability is the ability for that to continue to do so over time. Sustainability is about the long-term health of an organization. We are saying an organization. An organization is dependent on the natural resources that we have all around us. Without the natural resources, we will not be doing what we're doing today. Without the natural resources, you wouldn't have eaten if you have eaten this morning. Without the natural resources, the clothes you are putting on, you won't have them. So in other words, beyond the organization, we're looking at the larger environment. Sustainability involves understanding how a company will survive and thrive in the future, depending on natural resources. Quality helps you to achieve your goals now. Sustainability ensures that those goals are met tomorrow as well. And indeed, there are statements from popular people regarding resources that we have around us as well as sustainability. But Pharm had said, the first rule of sustainability is to align with natural forces, or at least not try to defy them. And we have done that times and over. Somebody has said, looking at the world through a sustainability lenses not only helps us future-proof our supply chain, it also fuels innovation and drives brown growth. Banking Umoh, you all know him, has said, climate change is destroying our path to sustainability. And here the world in Glasgow is talking about climate change, climate action, and so on and so forth. Ours is a world of looming challenges and increasingly limited resources. And so he went on to say, sustainable development offers the best chance to adjust our course, because we are using resources as if we had two planets, not one. There can be no plan B, because there is no planet B. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to appreciate that in all of this, we want to bring out just 2 points: conservation and then stewardship. If we say conservation, what steps are we taking to protect existing natural resources from damage by us? If we say stewardship, how are we protecting these same resources so that they will continue to exist for us and for the future? This implies that companies, organizations must understand the principles that are embedded in all of this with a view to managing it better. Companies with a sustainable approach meet their needs without compromising the needs of their customers, without compromising the needs of their stakeholders, and indeed without compromising our planet. Sustainability must be embedded in our corporate culture. It is part of our values, it should be. And it is supported by a robust quality management system. So in other words, they are interwoven. We cannot separate them. Even if we say we have focused only on quality, take notes. You would actually be doing and handling a whole lot based on this approach that we're talking about. Perhaps you never knew that that is what you are doing. Now more than ever before, There are so many reasons for organizations to embrace sustainability. These range from attracting investors to achieving growth ambitions, to meeting customer expectations, and increasingly satisfaction. When it comes to the quality of products and processes, sustainability is becoming more and more critical. So too are quality management principles and methods. We want to see sustainability as an agent for change. The customers, our customers, want this. Your corporate governance and indeed ESG. The last two speakers talked about this. I wouldn't want to go so much into ESG, but of course, your corporate governance certainly requires that you give attention to this. The investors too are so happy to see this. As part of best practice, as part of the way to go today. Before now, financial institutions will not want to go into all of this. But today, they are looking for pipelines of projects to fund. This we want to understand. Investment decisions can make or break a company as it is today. Investments that are not aligned with sustainability dimension, we face that uphill task. Those decisions are increasingly being based on sustainability consideration. That we know. So, as CEOs, as stakeholders, as system managers, let's ensure that we are able to embed this for long-term business sustainability. In fact, for voluntary standard, we know voluntarily people are taking this on board.
Sir, you have 3 more minutes.
It's okay, that is fine. I will round up very shortly.
All right, thank you, sir.
All your quality systems, your management systems, they all have focus on sustainability. All of them, they have focus on sustainability. There are elements of it in virtually everything you want to talk about. ISO itself has a focus on sustainability. Economic, environmental, and societal dimensions are directly embedded in whatever it is ISO has. So that we want to take note of. Ladies and gentlemen, sustainability for some of us may not be a new frontier, but for some others, it is. And indeed, it's making a real difference. And so we need to embrace it. Making business and society better today requires that we embed all of it in our systems. If sustainability hasn't already become an essential part of your business operations, your competitive advantage and your reputation, please let it be part of it. It will drive it further and further. Because socially conscious companies create more and more value, focusing on sustainability. Focusing on sustainability that are innovative. Focusing on sustainability that improve products and services. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to recognize, in drawing the curtain against this presentation, recognize that environmental and social concerns and how they affect the quality you need to deliver your product for your customers. They are very key. We want to embed sustainability needs and expectations in our processes and plans. We want to be innovative by designing products and services that are commercially viable and indeed sustainable. Element of monitoring, measure, and reporting. We want to also remember that as part of sustainability. Continuous improvement, you have talked about that. I recall Ibrahim talked about this earlier. Your sustainability performance under your own leadership as the one driving the organization is key. Ladies and gentlemen, it is quite apt that we meet sustainability requirements and targets today for our business.
Thank you very much. Wow, thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Dr. Eugene, for that beautifully well captured source goods aspect. Thank you for sharing your perspective and perceptive word with us. You said quite a lot, and one of the things you said is, yes, Yes, well done, sir. One of the things we said is that quality is the ability to satisfy requirements and achieve goals. Well, sustainability is the ability, to sustain those goals even beyond the future. And there's a charge you gave to us, considering the ongoing COP26. You said we must all monitor our consumption, and I absolutely agree with you, because the truth is, part of the environment, then we need to monitor our consumption, because we have limited resources. Therefore, we must all adjust the way we use our natural resources. And two things that you focus on: conservation and stewardship. And the one that struck me most is what? Stewardship. We all need to become accountable, for the protection of the resources that we have at our disposal, so that we'll be able to leave resources for the future generation to also be able to enjoy. And of course, you said something very important again I want to talk about, that sustainability must be part of the corporate governance of any organization that wants investors. That one hits very, very well. So because, nobody would want to invest in any system, that system is not sustainable, and that was very apt. Okay, investors would look at your corporate governance, and if sustainability is embedded in it, your growth, achieving customer satisfaction, sustainable businesses is not even possible. So definitely quality and environment, they are interrelated, they are interwoven, they cannot be separated. So you can't claim that you have given quality if your business does not focus on, sustainability of natural resources. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, right about now, we just quickly move on because of our time, and we want to call on our next speaker, the DG of Standard Organization of Nigeria, Mr. Malam Farouk Salim, and ably represented by Engineer Richard Adewumi. I will just quickly do an overview of the profile of the DG of SON, and I will call his able representative, Ms. Engineer Adewumi, to quickly speak to us regarding our products. Malam Farouk Salim holds a bachelor degree in pharmacy from the Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, and a master's degree at MBA from the Washington University, Missouri, US. Malam Salim started his career at Nasarawa Hospital, Kano, as hospital pharmacist, and worked with Glazo Pharmaceuticals, Lagos, as medical representative before relocating to United States of America in 1989. He worked variously with different organizations in the United States of America as clinical pharmacist, staff pharmacist, and allergy specialist, consultant partner, consultant pharmacist, and lastly, as clinical pharmacist with Burns Jewish Hospital, US, from 1993 before the appointment as GG of Standards Organization of Nigeria. Mr. Farouk core competencies cover organizational restructuring, quality assurance, management system, as well as project management. He's a member of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria. He's a registered pharmacist. He's a registered pharmacist for the Council of Nigeria and Missouri Pharmacy Board in the United States of America. The DG was the national president of the Pharmaceutical Association of Nigeria between 1982 and 1983. Mr. Farouk's vision is to bring change by promoting public safety, the role of standards in local manufacturing, import and export, as well as creating an enabling environment for innovations that would stimulate national self-sufficiency. Please make welcome with Clark, the able representative of the DG Standards Organization of Nigeria, Engineer Richard Adewumi. Please, this floor is yours. You can take it away, Engineer Richard Adewumi. You're welcome, sir. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much. I want to stand on the existing protocol, but
Yes,
permit me also to appreciate the president of Maspan and doing a wonderful job. I'm sure when some of us retire, we have to be members of the association.
Yes, we are looking forward to having you.
Yeah.
We'll
I
take
want
you
to
up on that.
appreciate, I want to appreciate Mrs. Nwosu, a longtime friend. My Oga, my madam, Mrs. Cholari is here. I salute you, ma. And I also want to congratulate Mr. Oke as we look forward to celebrate his 80th birthday.
8 years, yeah.
A man of quality. I want to salute Mr. Motesh of Yin Consult. I think everyone here, one way or the other, we have something in common. And I really appreciate what you are doing. We're in government, you are out there representing us very well. We salute you and we look forward to being part of your society. You're doing wonderfully. But also to extend the DG1 greeting to everyone here. I'm sure DG will want to also be available, but he was in Lagos yesterday and he has to go back yesterday also. I'm sure our DG is a man that has seen it all, and delegating job is no longer a problem to him.
Hello, Engineer Richard. Hello, sir. Engineer Dewumi. Can you hear me? Okay, yes. Yes, we can hear you now.
All right, thank you. The team of this meeting is critical to us. And then more importantly, the World Equality Day we're talking about is coming some days after we just finished celebrating the World Standards Day. So it's very exciting to me. Talking about sustainability, also you look at what the world has been talking about through the United Nations on the Sustainable Development Goals. Those 17 goals are very critical, and then picking on some of the goals, you will look at it that this topic you have taken is very broad, and practically by the time we are looking at equality, it covers every of those 17 goals one way or the other. I quickly want to talk about sustainable development. It's just the idea of human society must live. Everyone must live to meet their need without compromising anything. That is what you call sustainability. You don't want to, because you are polluting the public water, you are polluting the air, and today the world is grappled with climate change, and so sustainability for us is very key. And then when you look at it, there's a quote I always like to talk about. That is the quote of Robert Shaw. He said, the greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. If everybody keeps saying somebody is going to save the planet, who is to take up the responsibility of saving the planet? And so for us and this society, I think we are taking it up to save the society, which is very key. You are out there trying to implement things. We are there trying to ensure compliance to those things. And so what are we doing? We are working together to achieve sustainability, even through quality of product and service. I will say to you today, no matter what you do, if you are not able to do a business that is sustainable, that will sustain the planet, you are already not adding value to the world. Take note of that. No matter what you could make your money, and then you are destroying the planet. And then always remember, we are not in this world for us alone. The generation to come must also inherit something better. Talking about sustainable quality, I need to say this, that there are documents that already exist that help us to achieve this. Because 15 minutes is just a short period to do this. We have series of standards that have been set up, that have been approved and implemented. You looked at every aspect of sustainability. Is it environment, quality or even of life, and all of that? You find your application and then your benchmark documented in the standard. And so what do? The Standards Organization of Nigeria started the journey of certification since 1994, trying to ensure that all those management standards are adequately implemented and also they are certified. I have organizations today that have implemented this requirement of this standard, but to encourage or to do a third-party certification has become a challenge to them. And this is not good for sustainability. If you want to last in the business, you must allow the third party to look at what you have put in place and what do we do. The essence is just to pay attention to the area that you need to improve on and also what you need to do. And so any company today that is certified to the requirement of any of those standards, I would say clearly to you, is adding value and encouraging sustainability. Because when you look at the requirement of this standard, number one critical thing you will not take away from this standard, the requirement of that clause 4.1 and 4.2 help also to know who are your stakeholders, what are the issues that you must deal with, and then once you are done with that, you are looking at what are the, you set a vision for yourself, you look at the scope of what you are going to do, and then at the end of the day, when you are talking about your policy, you talk of every standard, continual improvement. This is very critical to us, and the standard does not play around with it. And then you looked at the other aspect of it also, which has to do with the quality of the environment around you. Today, we looked at the environment. A lot of organizations in Nigeria, they are doing very unholy practice, and then applying for certification to requirement of 14,001 is a major challenge to them. So I want to challenge every one of us today. I know in some other countries in the world, ISO 14,001 is mandatory. That standard is mandatory. Country like Sweden, you must be certified to the requirement of that standard. I still have the challenge. Nigeria, we are still struggling in helping the environment and not taking important issues seriously. And implementing the requirement of this standard helps sustainability, because when you look at the standard itself, there is emphasis on compliance with requirement of regulation and other laws. And if you're able to do that, every activity you are involved in, there is a regulation in that area. And what does certification do? Certification helps the certifier to look at your level of compliance to that. And so achieving sustainability, either by air pollution or whatever, you would discover that there are laws, there are regulations that have been set up. Simply complying to it, I can say you are contributing to sustainability also through quality. I'd like to also inform us that today I need to appeal to everyone that is involved in management system consultant to be as fair and also have interest of the nation and the planet at hand. We found organizations that try to cut corner in implementing the requirement of this standard. You see people forging documents. Even when you are supposed to do the environmental impact assessment, you see a lot of forged report results. People are picking other people's AIA report, submitting it for certification, and it's not too good enough. And so we as consultants, I want to plead with us. At any time you find yourself doing this job, I will encourage that we ensure that due diligence is done to compliance of the requirement of that standard. Just like I said, the code that I told you, everybody believes somebody will do who is going to do it. Beloved, I encourage us, you are going to be the one. Let us work together and ensure that this environment remains sustainable. And there are clauses that are also introduced to the standard that I also want to plead with every consultant to pay attention to. And one of the challenges with some of the requirements today, maybe when we are reviewing the standard, we begin to talk about it. That is the risk analysis. A lot of organizations too, they say some of these requirements, if it is not mandatory, you don't have to document it, you don't have to talk about it. I mean, when you talk about it, it tells you, we are doing it, but we don't document it. And so it's important that when you look at your environment and you look at critical issues, what do you do about it? There are clauses that have not been adequately activated. When you look at the life cycle assessment also, it's one area that the environment is thoroughly affected. When you produce a product, it talks about from cradle to grave. What do you monitor the life cycle of those products? Where, when, after the end life of that product, what are we doing about that product? How do we dispose of it? And if you go to the oil and gas sector, if everybody adheres to the principle of life cycle of some of those products, you will discover that we will be adding value to the planet. Sustainability will be ensured. And so those the requirements of the standard. Even when the standard is not taken mandatory, I will encourage that for us just to play our role as part of those that are helping sustainability to ensure implementation, explain the implication to your client, and then you will see that you are adding value to helping sustainability. And so I'm not going to talk too much. I just wait for those questions that might be coming. Sustainability is key for us. Standard is the key word that I will encourage everybody. Let us ensure that standard is the word. I want to thank everybody for this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you, Engineer Adewumi. I'm sure your DG will be very proud that he nominated you to represent him on this call. Thank you so much. I am so glad to see your face once more after a long time. Thank you so much, sir. Yes, wow, you said a lot. And what caught me most is the life cycle assessment, that we should adopt that cradle to grave assessment, irrespective of what we are doing. And our association is made up of management system consultants. And I want to re-emphasize what you have said, that we management system consultants, we must encourage our clients to, to embrace sustainability. Now, meeting the requirement of the standard is key, because implementation of the standard really will help to strengthen systems and also enhance their ability to monitor, to benchmark. And of course, certification is an independent assessment. So we should actually encourage, and like you stated, despite the fact that ISO is not mandatory, other clients of the world are beginning to make the standard mandatory, and it's becoming a mandatory requirement. And really look forward to seeing us, encouraging, particularly the consultants in our midst, and all of us, by the way, to focus more on risk analysis and ensure that we include sustainability at the core of everything that we are explaining or we are giving to all that we are taking to our clients or that we are implementing for our clients. Thank you so much, sir, once again. Now, before I call on Mrs. Patricia Sholarin, Mrs. Patricia Sholarin, to take the Q&A section, the question and answer session for us. Permit me to please go through the profile of our keynote speaker, Mr. Ibrahim Salau. Please forgive me, sir. That was an omission. Just 1 minute, I'll just quickly run through his profile. Wow, this profile is so loaded, and I'm so privileged to be reading this. Mr. Ibrahim is an accomplished environmental, social, and governance management expert of over 25 years. He has led numerous projects in Nigeria, Ghana, Liberia, Sierra Leone, working on different high-profile projects. He's a certified ISO 14001 environmental management system, ISO 45001 occupational health and safety management system, and ISO 50001 energy management system implementation expert and a lead auditor. It's also a roundtable for sustainable palm oil, RSPO supply chain and principles and criteria lead auditor. He's a member of several professional associations expectedly. including the prestigious International Association of Impact Assessment and International Society for Sustainability Practitioners. He is the Vice President of the Association of Impact Assessment of Nigeria, the Nigerian affiliate of IAIA, and also an ISSP Sustainability Excellence Professional. Mr. Ibrahim is also a member of the Board of Trustees of the Association of Sustainability Professionals of Nigeria. He has written several papers at workshops and seminars in Nigeria, including South Africa and USA. He is the founder and managing director of the very popular organization Environmental Accord Limited, a leading provider of ESG and management system services in Nigeria. He also teaches environmental and social impact assessment at the Lagos Business School, LBS. Thank you so much, Mr. Ibrahim. Right now, the floor will be open, and all our speakers, including our keynote address, Mr. Ibrahim, the CIPM president, the able representative of the DG, son, Mr. Eugene. We are leaving the floor open for our participants to ask their questions. So please, if you want to ask questions, you can kindly unmute yourself while I hand over to one of our leaders at the Association of at the Society of Management System Practitioners of Nigeria, Mrs. Shola. Please take it away, ma'am, for the question and answer session. Please, ma'am, unmute yourself, ma'am.
Okay, right.
Okay.
Distinguished speakers, participants, and attendees, we have actually listened to very astute and knowledgeable personalities, and we have learned a lot. Although this is not a thank you, vote of thanks speech, but I must thank them very much. Monica has done a lot about thanking them, and there's still going to be a vote of thanks. But we have learned so much, and I know there would be people who want to contribute, who want to comment, or who want to ask questions. So we will use this time to ask these questions. When you want to ask any question, just put up your hand and Monica will let you in. Thank you very much. Our speakers are waiting to answer whatever questions you have or take whatever comments or contributions you need to do. Thank you. My name is Patricia Shula. Thank you.
Thank you, ma. So please, we want to give the participants opportunity. Kindly unmute yourself and ask your questions. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Any comments? Contributions? Questions? Is there anybody on?
So we're waiting. Okay.
It looks like. Is there somebody on?
No, I've not seen anyone yet. So the floor actually, they can unmute themselves. Anyone that wants to speak, contribute, or add, they can actually unmute themselves. Just click on the unmute button and you can speak. So we just leave the floor open for one more minute just to hear contribution. But we know that our speakers have done thoroughly well. They have done justice to the topic, and I'm sure they are probably thinking about all what they have learned, and I'm sure our participants are ruminating on what they have learned and how they want to, because I mean, some of them came out really strong and a lot of lessons learned. And a way of summary again, the DG representative really emphasized on the need for certification, and really for you to achieve any level of sustainability, certification is very key. I'm still waiting for one or two of our participants to say something if you want. But then again, I want to encourage every association here to please look critically at certification. Is a stamp of confidence on your processes, when you look into certification, because it's an independent assessment, saying that yes, your processes aligns with minimal global best practices. And in the absence of
maybe I might say this also. My name is Richard Adewumi.
Okay.
There's something I like to say here
Okay.
because I know it's not consultants that is in this forum. Wherever we go, I always say it to some of our new clients. Sometimes they do not derive the benefits of certification because the people that put the system in place are not very knowledgeable. And so some of them do it just to earn the certificate, but it is much more than that. So I keep saying to them, if you are setting up a system, don't experiment. Go to a consultant that has deep knowledge and have practiced itself, and then you will be able to derive the benefits in certification. Because sometimes even after stage 1 audit, some of them can't come back again, and it can be very discouraging. So I will say it, and I will not stop saying to some of the new clients, look, go patronize a consultant that will help you to put a system in place so that you can derive maximum benefits from what you have invested in certification. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adewumi. Thanks for that. Okay. Any more comments? Any more contributions?
Maybe we should give
Mr. President. I think Mr. President is saying something, but he's on mute. We can't hear him.
I've unmuted now. Yes, thank you.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Something that has run through all of the presentation is the issue of self-regulation and regulatory authorities' role in what we do. I think, like in many things in Nigeria, there are more than enough laws in the books, but it is not enforced. It is not also enforced justifiably. So I think that one of the major problems we have is that the regulatory agency must begin to say, this is the rule. Without bias, we will enforce it, and that will uphold quality in construction, in engineering, in product design. If the standards are upheld, we will not be where we are. So I think that the ability to enforce now something the regulatory agencies should look at. But as individuals who need a sustainable world, it is important that in everything we do individually, the person making nylon water, drink, and so we begin to introduce self-regulation. It might help our world better. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'd just like to also say a few words.
All right, sir.
Yeah, following Mr. President's comments. My first point is that today, management systems are at the heart of achieving sustainable development. So as practitioners, as consultants, when we build the business case for certification, please let us link this to the business case. It provides, all these certifications provides brilliant opportunities for businesses to contribute to the attainment of sustainable development and also celebrate that and showcase it. They can point to it that, yes, this is how I am contributing to sustainable development. That connection, that linkage is in addition to the other benefits of these certifications. And today we have standards for so many things, all in one way or the other contributing to the attainment of sustainable development. I think that as practitioners, as consultants, we need to do a better job of establishing these linkages and doing so as we build the business case for our certifications. Again, I wish us happy celebration of the World Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Salau. Thank you. Very well said. Very well said. Decisive captain. Thank you so much, sir. Mr. Adewumi, yes, I can see your hand up, sir.
Thank you
Oh,
very
sorry,
much.
I can see.
Yes.
Sorry, no, I can see another hand up. I'm
Mr.
trying to see
Adegun.
the Mr. Degun. Oh, Mr. Degun, yes. Mr. Degun, sorry, please. Engineer Degun, please, sorry. Let's hear Mr. Degun. I'll come back to you, sir.
I will allow my any day, anytime.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much for this opportunity given me. And I thank the organizers of this forum. And I also thank the quality group we have in the country. I think it's all about the awareness and the consciousness we have built towards improving the quality of life in Nigeria. However, I would have preferred, or I want to suggest, that we take this performance to another level. And that goes somehow in line with what Mr. Bayo said earlier, regulation. The regulation shouldn't just be that of government. We shouldn't just rely on government alone. I think we should have what other developed countries where things are working have, and that is accreditation body, such that our quality activities will not just be for all commerce in Nigeria. Because when you say regulation, talking of government regulation, yes, the standards are there, the regulations are there, but what of other factors, human factors, the expertise to actually even regulate? Do we even have them? We're talking about collapsed building. The people to supervise, how qualified are they? I'm not saying they are not qualified, but who certified them? It's not the university certificate we're talking about. So I would like to conclude by saying that it would be preferable if this quality group can take their activities and performance to another level by trying to establish the national accreditation body, probably working with Standards Organization of Nigeria or any relevant body within the government. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Adegun. Right. Maybe we should hear Mr. Richard Adewumi again. He has his hand up. Yeah.
Yes. All I just want to say is I want to plead with everyone on this platform that the ISO 9001-2015, hopefully very soon might go for review. The better information we can source for review, to review that document so that we can also have Nigeria input, is for people that are on the field. You have implemented this standard over and over, and so your contribution on area where you think there should be improvement will be very key. It will be a national input to review of that document. So please, at any time, if there are areas you think we can suggest improvement on the document when it is due for review, you can also contact us so that we'll take note. Probably before you submit our own national position, we might also call a meeting to deliberate on all inputs that we have. Because I know there are some clauses of that standard I think to be looked at critically, especially in this part of the world. You know, once they say something is not documented, everybody avoids it. Even no matter how relevant it was in the process, everybody avoids it. But it's going to be a good thing if we do that. So those are some of the things I'm just proposing, and I hope we take that into consideration. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Mr.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Sholari, for coordinating that session. Thank you, ma'am. And Mr. Richard, what you've stated, I'm sure my president have noted it, and we will be very glad once you call on us as an association. Our association is made up of experts, as you are well aware. Once you call upon us and we have official notification from me, I'm sure my president and the trustees and the leadership of our association will be very glad to collaborate with Standards Organization of Nigeria, to see how it can, make our own inputs, to the next review of the quality management system standard, and for any standard for that matter.
Yeah.
You can be rest assured that we'll be glad to collaborate with you. That's why we are here. Thank you so much, sir. And I want to quickly, Mr. President, can I proceed, sir?
Please go on.
Okay, I want to quickly call on our president, Mr. Obong, to please present the certificate of appreciation to our distinguished speakers. We really appreciate them, and we want to, present certificate of appreciation to them. Mr. Obong, please take it away.
Good afternoon, everybody. May I also stand on the existing protocol? Actually, I'm not the president. I'm the
secretary.
Yes. When something is well, it's not difficult to say thank you. I want to, on behalf of the association, the Society of Management Practitioners, appreciate very immensely all the speakers, starting from the very dynamic keynote speaker, Mr. Ibrahim, Salau. It was a paper well presented, and I'm sure we would love to have him some other time, and all the other speakers. Thank you so much. Something goes for Mr. Eugene Itua, the president of CIPM, the people's president. Very good paper that he presented. I also say thank you to Dr. Eugene Itua, the CEO of Eco Capital. Very pragmatic paper on planets. And finally, our own man from the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Mr. Engineer Richard Adewumi. I want to also do one other thing, by way of appreciation, give certificates of appreciation to the speakers, but trying to share network challenges. First certificate goes to Mr. Ibrahim Salau. And then the second one to the President, Mr. Shegun Majid. Actually, we had a name before, but since he's the president is here, we'll have to redo the certificate and send it back and send it to him. All the certificates will be sent to the speakers directly.
Yeah, the certificates are ready. The certificates are ready and available.
Yes. Yes. And then the one for DG Son will also be sent out. Finally, for Dr. Eugene Itua, will also receive one. I want to remind again that this seminar was put up by the Society for Management System Practitioners of Nigeria. You can reach us at our website, www.maspan.com.ng. For those that want to become members, they will see us there. I'm sorry, I'm unable to display this. Monica, I don't know whether you have it. Can you help me?
Okay. Yes, I'm not able to share my screen right now. I think I am not a co-host, but we're going to send the soft copy certificate right away to all our distinguished speakers. They've done well, and we are really highly honored to have them here. Thank you so much once again. Engineer Richard, the president of SON, and all of that. We really appreciate. Okay, thank you. Mr. President is sharing the screen right now. So we have from Mr. Farouk Salim, that is the DG of Standards Organization of Nigeria. Thank you so much. The certificate of recognition. Mr. Obong, are you here? Hello?
Yes, go on.
Can you see the certificates?
I can see.
Yeah,
okay.
thank you.
All right. Do you want to continue?
Yes, I'll continue. I have the certificate for Dr. Eugene Itua. Is there certificate of recognition? And no, I can't proceed. Please continue, Monica.
Oh, okay, that's fine. All right, that's fine. Please, the next certificate, sir.
Okay.
Okay, we have the one for Mr. Shegun Mojid, the distinguished president, the 20th president for the matter of the People's Organization, like my president stated. Thank you so much, sir, for being our midst. I appreciate you for your time. Thank you, sir. Okay, sir, the next certificate, Mr. Ibrahim Salau. Thank you, distinguished keynote speaker. Thank you so much, sir, for being our midst. We really appreciate you. Thank you. In fact, all our participants, all our attendees, my president, everyone, thank you so much. I'm doing this on behalf of my secretary. Thank you, everyone, for finding time to, honor us and, to grace this beautiful occasion for World Quality Day celebration. Happy World Quality Day celebration to all of us.